Okay. As you may or may not be able to see, I'm about to share my screen with you. Um, there we go. Let's get rid of that. As you can see, I have uploaded some things. One is the letter of consent. The other is an APA tutorial and another video on the methods lecture, which is technically today's lecture, but I uploaded it so we can save some time. So you are free to watch this, well, this week because you need it. Okay. So these three things. So the methods lecture for today, the APA tutorial, and the letter of consent. Where'd it go? Yes, the letter of consent. Um, Now, let me just explain about this letter of consent. You'll see some people asked a question about if we have 10 people for your research paper, then you need to have 10 submission. No, you don't need to submit the letter of consent. Okay, you don't need to submit the letter of consent. The letter of consent is basically for the person that you are interviewing or who's taking your questionnaire. So at the top here, you're gonna write the title of your research, right? Your study. And then in your body here, it's going to explain. This is just a sample, right? You must change it to your spec. So I invite you to participate in the study, your particular um, study name, and currently enrolled in, right, what program you're at, BA Psychology, BA Communications, BA Business, or whatever. You are not at the University of Belmont in California, so you can change that to Heidelberg College of Higher Education. And you can basically adapt this so that it fits your particular um, study and your information. Okay. Now, every person that you talk to needs to receive one of these, and they need to sign it either digitally, or if you're doing it in person, then yeah, I guess they can sign it in person. But please be careful. Okay, if you are doing face to face, maybe best just to email this or ask them to use their own pen to sign. It's best that they don't touch and you don't touch anything because of the pandemic that we want to keep everyone safe with. Um, okay, so that's the letter of consent. So basically, you must copy this and paste it onto the front of your questionnaire, right? Your questionnaire, which um, we are going to be looking at. I just want to get back. Okay, no. Mm. Okay, the questionnaire that you're going to be doing, I just want to get your sample paper to show you what it looks like. Um, so usually the questionnaire is included right at the end of the paper, right? So if you have a look at the sample paper that I put up for you on Google Classroom, right toward the end, you'll see the questions, right? So this is in the appendix section. Um, this is the questionnaire that they used, right? So as you can see here, components 1 through to 5, these are what we call options, right? Like multiple choice A, B, C, D. So they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes when you ask a question, like this one, for example, I never feel quite sure of myself when I'm speaking English in my English classes. So option 1, always. Option 2, sometimes. Option 3, I don't know. Option 4, no. Option 5, never. Right? We call that the Likert scale. So you select the options that they can select, and then you phrase a question for them here. Or I feel confident when I speak English in English classes. So you make a statement, and they either strongly disagree, mm, no idea, strongly or agree, then strongly agree. So you have 5 options, right, that you can do. You can either do this or make your own scale. That's fine too. So this is included at the end of your research paper, right? So we can see what questions you asked. So what I want you to do for this week for your questionnaire is prepare your questionnaire. So you can choose how many questions you want to ask. Don't put too many because then you're going to have a lot of data to crunch and the numbers are going to start getting big and it's going to get overwhelming. So limit the number of questions that you're going to ask. Now, there are some type of questions that you can ask like these. These are called the multiple choice. These are questionnaire survey. There's also interviews that you can do if you want to do a more in-depth qualitative, which can get tricky to write up, but it is a possibility. You can do those, or you can do open-ended questions where you ask a question and they write in their response. There are also yes, no questions that you can do, right? So many different types of questionnaires can be created by you. That's up to you. But remember that your letter of consent must come after your cover page. So your questionnaire will have your Helderberg cover page, then the next page will be your consent page, and then your questionnaire. Okay. Um, right. So, okay. Um, before we continue, any questions? Larato, did I clear that up for you? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Cool. The method section. Now, last week we covered the introduction, right? Can you just raise your hand and how many of you are busy working on it or have completed it or almost done? Okay, that's good. Excellent. Lovely. Well done, Mitchell. You figured out where the hand sign is. Okay, good. So that's good to hear. So this week we are working on the methods section, which is a short section, but very important. As you can see, I explained in the video. And we are working on the questionnaire. So as you know, today is I want to say 11th. Is today the 11th May? Yeah, okay. So today's 11th of May, so TikTok, the clock is running. So we're going to be in a bit of a time crunch if we don't speed things up. So this week, I'd like you to write the method section, which is a very short section. And after you write the method section, work on your questionnaire. Okay, if you can administer your questionnaire this week, that'll be great. So like I said, just prepare your questions that you're going to use for data collection. And if you are happy with it, maybe ask your writing partner to help you and you help your writing partner. And if the grammar is okay and everything, go ahead and send it to your participants in your research and have them fill it in and send it back to you so that next week we can start working with the results section. Okay, so this week we're working on the methods section just very, very quickly. For those of you who haven't watched the video yet, the method section deals with how you conducted your research or how this particular study that you are doing was done. In other words, you will look at a description of your subject or participants. You will look at the context, right, in which your study occurs. Is it at a hospital? Is it at a college? Is it at a community kind of suburb? Supermarket, whatever the context is, you'll talk about the methods that you used, specifically the instrument, right? The questionnaires, surveys, interviews, videos, whatever you use to get your data from, right? You'll describe that. So I've already covered all of this in the methods video, so you can check that out later. But this week you need to write it up. Your methods section should be around a page or so, roughly. Okay, so after you describe your subjects and your study and your instrument that you're using to collect your data and how you're going to analyze your data, so you don't need to write too much. So your method section should go pretty quickly, and uh, your instrument, your survey, that should also be pretty quick. And then once you're done with your survey, you can just shoot it out. But this is very important, and this part covers ethics. Now, every researcher at university or every professor has to inform their subjects that you are actually conducting research. So you will tell them that you are conducting research on behalf of Heidelberg College, where you are enrolled in a degree program, and this is required for your research class or your research writing class. And you will explain to them the purpose of your study, because you don't want them to think you have ulterior motives, or you're trying to chat them up, or you're trying to get their phone numbers, or you think they're cute and using the research as a blind to get their phone numbers and stuff. So you want to explain why you're doing the research, and you want to assure them that you are a professional. Even though this may be the first time you're conducting research, you are a professional in training, and you are very good at what you do, which is why you're doing this class. And your professor is also incredibly gifted at what he does, so you know what you're doing by extension, right? So explain to them your study, what you're doing, what you hope to achieve, what you want to share with the community, what you hope to add to the existing body of knowledge, right? So that they feel comfortable, and then ask them to sign the consent letter. Make sure that they understand that this does not involve any cost. Please don't charge your subjects for participating in your research. It's supposed to be the other way around, okay? But it's free of charge, and they're helping you, and etc., etc., right? So make your subjects feel comfortable. Sometimes it can be a little stressful to participate in research. Um, now, hmm, one more thing. Um, Yes. When you are preparing your questionnaire, uh, try to make it as vague as possible in terms of the participants' information. So don't collect their personal information, just general demographic like gender, age, and so on. Maybe general address like physical address, where they stay, and so on. Don't get too personal. Don't collect too much information. We don't want them to feel threatened in any way. Also, I'm going to ask that if possible, you conduct this via email, because COVID-19, we don't want to become a statistic in the third wave. So if you can email people, you can probably contact them right on the phone and then send them an email. That would be great. I would prefer that you not do this as an in-person activity. I would have loved to have done this with you, um, non-COVID times, but unfortunately, this is the world that we live in now. So if you can do it via email, that'd be great. If they can get back to you ASAP for their responses, that'll be also cool. How am I doing for time? Okay. Okay. Any questions before I continue? No questions. Everybody understands. Okay, so the reason we're going section by section, so last week we did the introduction, literature review, right? Please follow the APA tutorial. You must reference. Okay, please, I'm begging you, you must reference. Today we have a situation where some students were caught for plagiarism, right? And they copied the work and submitted it. Now, at an academic level and at university, that's a huge faux pas, a mistake, right? You're not supposed to do that. So today there's a disciplinary hearing for these students who copied it. It's very serious. You can get kicked out of college. Please reference, right? You must not include any work that isn't yours that you haven't referenced. So the APA tutorial will help you through that. Um, and the second section that we are going to be looking at is the method section. We are doing that this week. Your questionnaire is being prepared. You will administer the questionnaire this week as well. Next week, we will look at the results and the discussion section. So hopefully before the end of the month, we'll be done with the whole paper. Then you can tweak it and submit it, okay, for your term paper. So we're going step by step. So this is usually done over a greater period of time, right? So we are going to be allowing for great flexibility with your paper, but just so that you have some experience of what a research paper entails. So when you get to see it up close and personal next year, you won't be shocked. Okay. Okay, cool. Right. I think that concludes it. Once again, I'm just going to go over what you need to, um, the videos you need to view on our Google Classroom. Just show you quickly again. The method section is here. It says, please watch the methods lecture, right? That's today's method section, and the APA tutorial, which is also here. The letter of consent, please adapt this to your particular name and study title, etc., etc., and copy and paste it onto your questionnaire, right? Which you must keep a copy of your personal questionnaire for you. So your personal questionnaire will go at the back or at the end in the appendix of your research paper, right? So we can see what kind of questions you asked, all right? Everybody cool? Great. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for joining. I hope you had a good day so far. I will see you next week. So good luck with your methods, your the questionnaire and the administration. As usual, email Google Classroom if you have any issues or queries, and so on and so on. All right, cool. All right, are there any questions before we shut it down? No questions. Okay, I guess you guys need your mid-afternoon snack or something, huh? All right. Well, have a great day, guys. See you around. Ciao.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.